Federal and state governments have been urged to make participation in school sports compulsory for all students in Nigeria. The President, Nigeria School Sports Federation, Mrs. Olabisi Joseph, gave this advice on Monday while speaking as a guest lecturer at the opening ceremony of the 2021 annual week of the Sports Writers Association of Nigeria, Swan, Oyo State Chapter, at the NUJ Press Center, Iyaganku, Ibadan. Delivering the lecture titled Taking Nigeria Sports to the Next Level Through School Sports Reforms, Mrs. Joseph noted that the school sports, which used to produce most of the country's sports stars, are gradually going to extinction and needed to be revived for Nigeria sports to grow and the country's athletes to excel in the international competitions. Nigeria, with a population of 206 million citizens, should be able to produce various sports teams and athletes that could perform excellently in global competitions if sports at the grassroots are taken seriously. However, for us to have sustainable sports development, we need to return to school sports, Joseph said.
Yeah, I do say that school sports is the bedrock of sustainable sport development across the globe, not just in Nigeria. And I feel that it's the line to toe, because it's the veritable platform that, gives you the opportunity to reach millions of children at a very young age. The earlier we introduce sport to them, the better for us. And then when we make it free and fair and fun for the kids, then they will grow up to love sport, not just for competing sake, but they will like it as an active lifestyle, which will eventually make them to be wonderful citizens, healthy citizens, and then wonderful citizens of our great country. Because while they participate in sport, they also pick wonderful values like teamwork, discipline, even some core values of citizenry. There are things that they will learn as they participate in sport. So, yeah, I'm motivated by the fact that when I see kids in their thousands participating and benefiting, having remarkable sport experience while they are in school, and then combining education and sport. So it's not just about sport, and it is not just about education. It's about the combination of the two. So they are not just illiterates that are in sports, and they are not literates that are not healthy or illiterate in sports. So they have a combination of the two and then develop as a total child.
The President, Nigeria School Sports Federation, further advocated for long-term development plans for sports in the country. In his Keynote Address, the Oyo State Commissioner for Information, Culture and Tourism, Dr. Wasiu Olatubosun, represented by the Director of Planning, Research and Statistics in the Ministry, Alhaji Abdulfatai Oyedeji, who was former Swan executive in the state, asserted that the state government is seriously committed to sport development and youth empowerment. This administration under Governor Seyi Makinde knows the importance of sports as having of joy, wealth, and glories. This is why His Excellency has embarked on renovation and upgrade of several stadia across the state, including Lake Salami Sports Complex, which NFF President Amaju Picnic recently certified fit to host international football matches.
Well, the guest lecturer actually established that the fact that all the stakeholders have to work together. In school sports, schools are not operating alone. The Ministry of Education must work with the Ministry of Youth and Sports, and of course, other stakeholders like SUBEB, like TESCOM, they must work together to create an environment that is conducive for a child to get involved in sports or physical activities. Then, at the aspect of the Ministry of Education, let's have a kind of standard to follow. Each school must have recreational facilities before approval is given. I'm talking about the private schools now. If the recreational facilities are available, before approval is granted, children will have opportunity to develop their talents, because education in the 21st century goes beyond the four walls of the classroom. Well, you can be talented. Your talent could be outside the classroom, and so you must have that opportunity to exhibit and test your aptitude in those areas.
Earlier, in his opening remarks, the chief host, who is the chairman, Nigeria Union of Journalists, Oyo State Council, Comrade Ademola Babalola, stressed the need for the parents and educationists to allow students to combine sports with academic pursuits, stressing that sports engender a sound body with a sound mind.
To the glory of God Almighty, I just declared the week open for my members, my colleagues, to be able to come out en masse to celebrate. Sport unifies everybody. Sport is a symbol of unity, and if we must grow as a nation, the government and leaders at all levels must pay attention to the proper funding of sports. Our youth must be catch when we are still very young. We call it catch them young. Doing so will reduce drastically as issues like vices in secondary schools and institutions everywhere. So it will go a long way in assisting the nation to grow economically and to also grow its youth for profitable ventures.
Welcoming guests to the ceremony, the chairman, Sports Writers Association of Nigeria, Swan, Oyo State, Comrade Niya Lebiosu, explained that the organizers of the event choose the topic to set agenda for the nation's sports administrators. In their separate comments on the subject, a Keep Fit expert, who is also the patroness of Oyo Swan, Ambassador Romokaide, and the owner of Shafao Patriots Football Club, Professor Sabitu Olagoke JP, called for encouragement of private individuals and bodies to invest and promote grassroots and school sports.
So I think we started on a good note with the lecture, with our lecturer from Lagos and our invited guests. That's to tell you that more are still expected. We started tomorrow properly the sport activities, where we have football matches and table tennis. The features are out. I'll be leading a Nigerian Tribune team, and so many. And I'll be playing table tennis as well. So this is going to run till Friday for the final. Then we have dinner and award on the Sunday. I'm sure it's going to be fun. And we are expecting the Minister of Sport on Thursday to witness the semi-final. And we have a sportswear manufacturer that's going to get the finalists. And we have trophies and some awards to present to various winners.
You know, there are a lot of people that are involved. Parents, number one, the government, as well as the media people. You know, like we are talking about now, Swan is organized this week for sporting activities to know what is wrong and where we should go into when we are talking about sports. A lot of stakeholders are to be involved if you want the results, actually. Now, if we look at it, some parents will deny their children from participating in sports. They say, hey, don't go there. Especially the swimming, they will discourage them. And we can't have just one game or sporting activity. Like we are talking about football everywhere. It's not only football. We have other areas in which those people that they are doing bullying and all the rest, they are energetic, you know, they are hyperactive in nature. Get them involved, organize a boxing or the table tennis event, all those things. They discharge the energy there, not to be bullying their mate or their neighbor. You know, there are a whole lot of things that we can do. A whole lot of things we can do, and if the government, the awareness is number one. We have to sensitize people, and the media people need to get involved as well.
In child rearing, education plays an important role, formal and informal. Education has three components: affective, cognitive, and psychomotor. Sports represent the psychomotor aspect of it. The mere fact that when it comes to gathering people to do sports together, you are going to the affective domain whereby emotions comes in, training comes in, everything about socialization comes in. So the child rearing is not complete until we allow children to be exposed to whereby those areas of wellness, we have 8 pointers of wellness, which has to be intrinsic characteristics in every man, in every person. And it is only through the body fitness that you can realize all others. So, for the well-being of that particular person. So, sports is highly important, and that is why it is germane that in any schools being established, government must emphasize, whether private or individual or government, the areas of recreation centers being created, facilities, and the areas of ensuring that we have experts who knows the onions of sports to be in every school. Just like we are now realizing that counseling, the counselors must be in schools for the advice of the children, for the sporting activities or the dynamics, the kinetic aspect of life of the children growing. We need the experience and the touches of those people that must have gone through physical education, most especially in the professional area of calling.
This event was covered by April 1 Event TV.